Tops and flops this week. Some league winners make it to our tops, while some other teams that get relegated are part of our flops. Welcome, guys. I am Okon. I have Deji with me, and let's do this on Tregon TV. So, Deji, we have a league winner as part of our tops. We have relegated sides as part of our flops. Let's start off with Hull City, Deji. The Premier League side had just one job: avoid defeat against Crystal Palace, at least to keep the fight on. But then they were not just beaten, they were thrashed, flogged and humiliated.
Yeah, they deserve to go down. I think they'll look back at that Sunderland game when they lost. That was the game they really needed to pull close to the other side. But then when they couldn't do that, away at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace was always going to be difficult. But then I feel like because they didn't give a fight, they didn't show the desire or the zeal to get something from that game. That's one of the reasons they are getting into our flops this weekend. It was just a shambolic performance all through. They didn't manage a shot on target for a long period in that game. In the end, I say good riddance, really.
Two Italian teams did. Let's start off with Torino. They were beaten 5-0. 5-0 by Napoli. Terrible result and their heaviest home defeat this season.
Yeah, I think the season has just gone this way for Torino. At some point this season, we're hoping to get into Europe, maybe the Europa League. But then gradually, I think, especially when the goal started to drive for Belotti, it didn't score as much anymore. The defense, of course, has been shambolic all through the season. Joe Hart hasn't really showed Manchester City why they should recall him into their side. And, all-round shambolic performance by Torino. They're playing against the Napoli side that still had so much to play for. So Napoli gave a fight. Napoli showed, the quality they showed all season. But Torino, heaviest home defeat all season. I think they should really cover their faces in shame. It was really pathetic, really shameful. The kind of result that could get you sacked as a manager. I don't know, 5-0. Who loses 5-0 at home?
In front of your home, front of the home fans, really, Deji. And let's talk about Inter Milan. Now, this team have actually lost 4 Serie A games. Now, 4 straight Serie A games, Deji. What's up with Inter Milan?
Well, it's gone from bad to worse for them. It started with letting go of the Bois, and then Pioli, was sacked as well a couple of days ago, and it's just not looked right for Inter Milan. The loss against Sassuolo at home. When you look at the play, they had a few chances. Maybe they could have gotten something from that game. Maybe they should have gotten something from that game indeed. But then, it's about the psychology right there at the club, and I think it's not just right at the moment. Now 4 consecutive losses in Serie A. I think they just cannot wait for the season to end.
Let's leave the flop stage and let's talk about our tops. 3 of them. Crystal Palace. Now, after that 4-0 victory to actually confirm Hull City's relegation, you have to say some Allardyce's men deserve to be part of our tops this week.
When you have your destiny in your hands, Okon, that's how you go out there to do the job. It was an all-round performance from them. They kept it tight at the back. When Hull City had possession, dominated the game, they were tight at the back, they were really resolute defensively. And then going forward, as the game went on, they gradually got into the game, scored goals, the likes of Jeffrey Schlupp, the likes of Christian Benteke. Wilfred Zaha was amazing as well for them. I think generally an all-round good performance, and they just showed yesterday how you get the job done when you have your destiny in your hands. Got to give them credit, Okon.
Now, last week we were talking about how, in fact, they were part of our flops last week, and we were talking about how they could throw away the league title. But then this weekend, Jack out, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, their manager, and the whole Feyenoord team just turned up and completely showed why they deserve to be Eredivisie champions.
A bit like Crystal Palace. They knew they had to win against Heracles. They started from the first
few seconds.
That's how you do it, Okon. That's how you do it. You have your destiny in your hands. You're not depending on any other person to get the job done. And you score in the first minute of the game. That's intense. And, from then on was just easy. Their first Eredivisie title in 18 years. Amazing for a player like De Kuyt, who, going back to the club, he said he was going to win them the title. He's done just that. Credit to Feyenoord, their first title in Italy. It's amazing for the fans, to get back in the Champions League as well. You've got to give them credit.
Chelsea, second title in 3 years, Premier League title, that is DG, and they still have a chance to be FA Cup champions.
Tops of the season, Chelsea. They've done a great job all through the season. It's been amazing as well what they've done. Game after game, week after week, they've showed that quality. They've gone out there to get the job done. The season didn't start easy for them, but then, eventually they got comfortable. Eventually they got the system that suited them more than the previous system. And, Antonio Conte has done an amazing job as well. Massive stuff they've done. second title in 3 years. It's not easy, really, Okon. But then when you look at how Chelsea have pulled it off, you've got to give them credit. And then against West Brom, they had to do it the difficult way. Then why not some difficulty sometime? Michi Batshuayi getting the goal for them to win them the title. Credit to Chelsea.
All right, season be coming to an end, but then several contents be coming to you on Telegram TV. Have yourselves a special week ahead. This is Tops and Flops.